Good morning, good night, good evening, everybody from all over the world, wherever you are. I'm here at W.O.R.K.S World. I will be your host tonight, the excellence host, actually. And I'm calling you, I'm talking from Sweden, actually. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to talk about my passion, and that is excellence. So I can tell you that I actually am a Colombian living in Sweden. And traveling around the world, I have noticed that we all bring with us a personal excellence. And what I want to transmit is the tools, the vision. I want to make it like we can get contagious about excellence in order to be the best version of ourselves. And what happens nowadays, if you think about it, when we go to a restaurant, when we go to a hotel, and we get this big experience, and we feel this is excellent. And this is what is happening today, that there is so big competition that you have to be memorable to be excellent. And if you're not memorable, then anybody else can take your clients, even your employees. So I'm very passionate about excellence because it's always like that cherry on the top. That is what make you memorable, what make you unique, or that make you the best on your field. And as I said, if you're the best, then you can attract and even retain your employees and your customers. So we know a lot of companies that we have as a big example of that. And why not to increase our profitability in our companies, of course. I would like to say that it's important to know what is excellence. So excellence is actually a talent or a strength or a characteristic that is extraordinary. Well, and it's also an experience, as I said, with the restaurants and the hotels. And those are experiences that are exceeding the expectations of our clients and of ourselves. And the third definition of excellence is that excellence is not an act, it's a habit. So as you can see, we are all familiar with what excellence is. And at the end, we're talking about to have an ambition, to have big dreams, and to pursue that. And that is very important, especially in many of us, especially women. We sometimes we don't dare to have big dreams, and that is what I want to encourage. That, for instance, if we have a dream of a big company, that we have a high-level company. If we have a product, that we have a high-level product, and also in ourselves. As persons, in order to achieve happiness as well, because it gives us like a peace of mind when we take away those things that are in the way. And I actually talk a lot about that. It's important to have, as well as a to-do list, it's important to have a not to-do list, so we can clean all the things that are on their way, in order to find our excellence, in order to find our strengths and what we are really, really good at. I can tell you that since I was little, I was very, very committed to excellence already. I was very curious about these famous companies and these celebrities, but those that really did something important in the world or are memorable. And afterwards, I was studying as chemical engineer. And when I was finishing my studies, I felt like I only want to work with those companies that are number one. And I end up in the corporate world, and I have been very happy about that. I know that there is a lot of people that feels like, oh no, corporate world it's bad, bad, bad. For me, it was the best. It was the way to be in contact with excellent companies of excellence, with cultures of excellence. And I was working at 3M, for instance, that is number one in the excellence, the first talking about excellence. Then I was in Volvo, and actually there I got the Excellence Award. That remind me that I was in the right path. But if we go back a little bit, when I came to Sweden, I was exchange student, and I was at the university in a course, and I was participating and giving a lot of ideas and contributing to the lessons. And then when the teachers were teaching us things, I thought, wait a second, I knew already all this. I learned that in Colombia, and I know a lot of things. I can contribute, which means that I had a lot of excellence in me. So I was really like almost disappointed that I traveled all the way to Sweden looking for the excellence, and I had it in me. So that is something that I want to share with you, and I hope that everybody makes this reflection and think about that we're having ourselves a lot of strengths and these beautiful characteristics that we can bring to the world and be that cherry on the top wherever we go. And of course, if you look at companies, so they are looking at the clients, they are looking at the customers. And at the end, the customers and the clients, they are persons as well. So we go back and talk about personal excellence. So it's quite funny. And if you look at companies and the employees, it is shown by statistics that only 13% of the employees are have this compromise with their work. They really love what they are doing, and their strengths are connected to the visions of the company. So it means that 87% are not in connection with the vision of the company or their own strengths. And it's very, very crazy that we have so many people that is not satisfied at the companies. And then if we think about the clients, today the world has changed so much that we should look at what clients want. What do they really want? So we have employees that are going in the right direction of what clients want, because it's quite crazy that everybody's going in the wrong direction. It's not that bad, but there are many companies that still have some work to do. And that is something that I would love to help with and discuss, and I would like to hear how do you experience all this type of things. And something that is important to talk about when you are talking about excellence is what are the tools to go to excellence, to pursue excellence. And I would say that the rule number one is to put attention to all the details. Actually, Coco Chanel, fashion Chanel, she said all the time that elegance is something that where you have to be beautiful both in the inside as on the outside, which means that all the details in a company, all the processes, every single detail in a product, in yourselves. So look at all the details. If you look at all the details carefully, then you will be achieving excellence for sure. Then excellence is something that is like an avenue. You have to be flexible, because when you look at the details and you see something is not really working well, then you have to be flexible to improve it. So it's all the time about improving yourself, optimizing what you're doing, looking at the process that you have in all what you do, and commit to that process when you find that that is the best process you have. But of course, again, look again and optimize and do it better and better. And when you're delivering products or delivering any service, or actually when you're having like meeting friends or something, why not to run the extra mile? So what happens is that normally a lot of companies, a lot of persons just get until a point that they say it's enough. When you pursue excellence, then you go the extra mile. You go a little bit more, a little bit higher. And in that way, you can exceed the expectations, which is the experience itself. And that is the other tool that is important to have in mind if you want to pursue excellence. Of course, when something is invisible, but you can feel it, it's that magic thing that you cannot describe what it is. You know, it's excellence. And although you have a process, you have to think that there is a progress. Excellence has to be a progress. This is growing, which means that you have to be exposed to change. And for your process, then what you are doing at the same time is that you are creating habits of excellence. And that means that when you have an action and you create a reaction according to physical laws, then you're creating this excellence machine. When you have that process, so you have to take away things. So that's to be impeccable. That is when you look at tailored suits for men, that they are, again, perfect in the outside, but also perfect in the inside. And to be impeccable reminds us that it's not a matter to improve by putting things on what we're doing. Sometimes it's like taking away those things, making it clean and clear. And to be precise, because when you're producing something, if you look at the production of the Chanel jacket, the black jacket, I always take that as example. They know exactly how many buttons there are. If there are 3 buttons, there are not 2 buttons next time, and 1 button maybe in 1 month. It's always that measure. So you have to be precise, otherwise it will not be congruent. I would like to say that with the innovation and optimization, innovation I didn't mention it, but optimization means innovation as well. Then you have to be very creative, and then you have to have this genuine curiosity to all what is around. So you have to keep on studying, keep on growing, get in contact with other areas, other branches, other products. Maybe you can learn something from other parts and bring it to yourself. So that's why, for instance, it's important to travel. Then you get a lot of input, and then you can increase your self-esteem and the other ideas that you have about yourself. You can discover more about yourself. And again, in this competitive world, so you have to be a little bit different. So you have to differentiate what you're doing, how are you doing, and sometimes you don't need more resources. It's only to change a little bit, to solve problems in a different way. And when problems arrive, sometimes the solutions, more extraordinary, are very simple. So don't be complicated on solving problems. And that is one strength on excellence, on the excellence work, if you are very good on solving problems. And I would say also that sometimes you have these failures, and the only thing I can tell is that is a synonym of optimization. We have to learn from all this failure. And when you interview famous people or people that has had a lot of success, excellent people with excellent companies, and you ask them, what would you change now that you are here at this moment, at this level? Would you change anything because you had a lot of failure here and there? And they always answer no. I will not never change anything. So they are very thankful about the lessons that they learned from that, and that took them actually to the place of excellence. And in the personal world, I would say that even though we have to look around and so on, I think it's very important that we don't compare with anybody else, that we don't envy anybody else, and that we don't copy anybody else. Because that is the personal excellence. It's like I have to be the best version of myself. I'm myself. I only can be the best Mylene in the world. I cannot be anybody else. And that passion is important because there is the key of what you're doing. In companies, you have to have the passion for the vision of the company, and you have to transmit that and connect with your client, with your employees and your clients, so all together are connected to the same passion and to the same message. Let's say Starbucks has the passion of delivering companies, or they are not selling only coffee, let's say. They are selling gathering places for gathering. So that is something that make all the company connect with another type of service. And we as client come and we're looking for something else more than the coffee. So let's try to connect always all together with the vision, the clients, and the employees. Sorry. If you want to have like a kind of exercise in the excellence world, I would say that it's important to have 3 lists. The first one is the list of what to do or what I want to do. The other list is the list of what not to do. As I said, that is one of the most important. And I think since I have done this not to do list, I feel like I have more time, more energy, and I have found more things in myself that are valuable and were hidden underneath other things. And also the third list will be the list of to be. What is what I want to be? And that is touching your passion and what your factor wow, let's say. It's very important, of course, that if we're talking about excellence, that we have an attitude of being number one. So we have to think as winners in all we do. And we have to think that all we touch, we are masters. That all we are producing and generating and creating are pieces of art. If we have that mentality, that mindset, we will be in another position, looking at things with beautiful eyes and lifting everything to a higher level. I very much strengthen the importance of taking a rest. So you have to work hard sometimes, but it's so important to take a rest. And living here in Sweden, I learned something that is one of the excellence. I think that is very important to connect with creativity. They take rests every 90 minutes when you are at work, working 8 hours per day. Let's say you work 90 minutes and then you take a rest of 15 minutes. And then you work again 90 minutes and then so on, so on. And of course you have the lunch in between and so on. But what happens is that it's during the rest that the ideas get connected. And then sometimes you get the solutions of your problems. Sometimes you don't need the whole rest because in the process of getting your cup of coffee for the rest, then you find out like, oh, this is what I want to do. And I usually joke a little about Newton. When he was resting under this apple tree, he discovered the law of gravity. So it means that yes, he wasn't at his workshop, he wasn't at his laboratory, he was under a tree. He was resting when he got his best idea ever. And I would say that together with looking at the details and in the excellence work, to celebrate is so important. So I would like to remind you all to celebrate all your success, even if they are small. So take a minute to celebrate, to have this little luxurious celebration, like buying flowers for yourself, or having a dinner, or having a glass of wine, just to celebrate what you did. I used to do like when I had my first work, I decided that every time I got my salary, I was going to buy something to remind me that I did a good work that month. So I have a lot of things now that I love. I really love them. And I also love them because they remind me my success, my small successes, all the steps in life. So that increases the love that you can have for yourself. And that's why I feel that is so important. And I know that many people forget themselves. And this is a way of remember yourself and to prioritize yourself. And in that way, you create more beautiful things on the road. And of course, that means that against other, if you congratulate other people for what they are doing, let's say in your family, of course, because we forget in our family to say, oh my God, this was wonderful. Sometimes we forget our husbands and or wives and forget to tell them that that was great what they did and celebrate everything. And I actually have a story that we once celebrate that something that was not that wonderful was over. So I decided that we were going to celebrate that as well. So celebrate and congratulate other, I think is the key of happiness. And it take you to a better level because you get stronger. You affirm your victories. And as all things we do in life, it's better when we think in the long term. So what are our biggest dreams in the long way? Where do we want to be? What we want to achieve? So we have to dare to have big dreams. And I think everybody is like an ambassador of excellence in all the fields. Let's say I'm from Colombia, I'm in Sweden. So I have things that I brought from Colombia. There are a lot of excellence issues in my country that I could bring to Sweden, and I did it. So I feel very blessed that I have been able to combine the Colombian part and the Swedish part, and to be like an ambassador of all this excellence together, making again a better version of myself and my family, a better version of my family, and that's it. And the question is it something that we can do in our work? Can we put our excellence from, let's say, from our countries, from our families in our work? I'm sure that we can do it. So let's think about and let's try to connect that. About excellence, I can say that my passion is so big about excellence that I feel that is like poetry. So when you look at companies of excellence that have these wonderful visions, as Jaguar, for instance, they say that they produce cars that make you breathless, that make you speechless, that are a manifestation of passion, and that they are pieces of art, as I said. So they have this mentality that whatever they are doing, whatever they are touching, it has to be like a piece of art. And they are looking for excellence in all what they do. They want to have that integrity let's say, like the ethics over there, an understanding in all the company, an understanding with the products and so on, and a responsibility. And that is important as well as persons and as companies. We're talking about environment, we're talking about social responsibility. Those are also very important. So it's not just to be irresponsible. That is a key issue as well. It's not just to be egoistic. You have to think about the rest. So this is more or less the key issues that I would like to mention about excellence. So Marina, over to you.
Wow. I listened, and I could listen for hours. Everything you said resonates with myself, and I'm sure with our listeners. And actually, I have a couple of questions, but perhaps we don't have enough time tonight. Hopefully, you'll come back and you'll be able to answer more questions. But one question is coming from... Okay, let me pick one. Okay, one question which is coming from London. Okay, let's choose London. Is Anita, who is asking, what made you choose excellence as a topic for your passion?
That is a wonderful question, because I don't know, I just got so excited every time I saw something wonderful. It was just this, I got like warm in my body, like I got happy every time I saw something fantastic, something unique. I admired with all my heart beautiful things and great things and great service. It's something that and then I got so curious, so I couldn't stop enjoying excellence and when people do great things. So it comes from that. It was like a hobby to enjoy great things.
So you turn what seems to be at first a hobby, you start working on it, you start doing research within and around yourself, and you decided that life is not worth living without excellence.
Totally. It's like you're right.
Was there any particular experience or moment in your life when you decided, that's it, I'm going to put my name on it?
Yeah.
I think our listeners are used to listening to the story, and perhaps they've been waiting for the story. And that's why, because there are three questions, similar questions, very, very close from different countries. So perhaps they are referring to your story. What brought you into excellence apart from your admiration for great, fine things in life?
Yeah. I would say
must have been something.
Yeah. The main thing was, as I said, when I was in university, and I experienced that. I mean, I came to Sweden because I was looking for excellence. I was like curious about learning more. But I would say the key moment was when I was at the university and I noticed that I was really good on what I was saying. And I was actually in Sweden because I thought I was going to learn something else. So I would say that it was when I found that connection that was a key moment. But in general, let's see, another story I cannot recall more than. Let's say the Latin world is more like it's okay, a lot of things, and I was somewhere like looking for, no, it can be a little bit more. So that's why I was curious about countries in Europe to know more. I don't know. It's part of that curiosity and just enjoy great things. So it's a combination. I don't know. Maybe you can
Wow.
help.
Yes. So wow. So you think that Europe got the potential for excellence more than other continents because of their
Yes,
culture, because of their um, history of fine things.
exactly. Yes, you know, it's I even though I'm Colombian and Latin American, I was thinking that we need to get better, and I thought that other continents were better, other countries in other continents were better. And when I travel abroad, I discovered that no, there are good things, bad things, and there are excellent things everywhere. So that was my conclusion, and that's why I felt like there is excellence everywhere, and I'm going to find it. There is excellence in everything, and I'm going to be exposed to that. And I want to everybody to get that curiosity about excellence.
Well, so you are saying that there is no excuse. Each one of us, regardless where we live, where we geographically located, we
Yeah,
all hold excellence as a seed that needs to grow and need nurturing and needs developing to grow into this
totally,
fruit
exactly. Is that
bearing tree. So it's a
yeah?
choice.
Is
You are
that
saying that excellence is a choice.
totally? It is. It is, and that's what I
Wow.
want to pursue. That is
Wow.
what that is my message to make everybody aware that you have the excellence in you, that you are excellent, and that you can be extraordinary. Not only ordinary, you can be extraordinary, and that will, I can guarantee you, it's not a problem. That will make you happy because you will be so amazed about all what you can do and the high level you can achieve in anything.
So if we look at the
But of
world,
course,
if we look at the world and see it as a big puzzle, of course, it's
yeah,
not a perfect picture. It's
no,
far from that. But
yes,
the
exactly,
missing pieces are not somebody else's responsibility. So if you are not out there doing your excellence and practicing your excellence day in, day out,
absolutely.
to you are the missing piece, and then you have a choice to work at yourself, put yourself out there, and grow into the masterpiece.
Exactly. I believe that we can contribute to a world of excellence. That is one of my main messages, actually. That I'm sure that with discovering our own excellence by doing companies of excellence, having cultures of excellence, we will do a better world. As I said, excellence is not an egoistic way of looking at you or your company. So, of course, you will have a positive impact all around you and your company, for instance. So it's yes, it's you can contribute with your excellence. You can
And
make it.
perhaps it's like consequence of your actions, your beliefs, and your values and your emotions. And it's just a matter of practicing and getting better at it and make it a habit. From both of us until next time, and I surely hope it's going to be a next time with our host for excellence.
Thank you.
From both of us,
Thank you very much
exceed
for
your own
inviting me.
expectations. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for inviting me. Bye bye.